Ladies and gentlemen, maybe you remember a game when Polar Rifle was born. It was 2024 Bad Boom Classic tournament in Dubai. It was Starbuck versus Happy. And Starbuck versus Happy, he used Polar Rifle to win on Concealed Hill. And you may say, Saul, Polar Rifle is nerfed, sometimes Polar Rifle is still visible, sometimes good versus Orc. So what other strategies are trending? And you know that I was like hyping the Dark Ranger, but let me tell you one thing. We had to wait for a professional tournament to happen. And yesterday there was like $1,000 tournament, including 4 players. And on the bottom left we have Infi. Not Infi, that's Fortitude. The red human is Fortitude, playing as no name. And he's playing versus Infi. And you know what Infi did? He's like, I'm playing versus Fortitude, I'm playing versus the best human player in the world. You know what? Give me Undead. They nerf ghouls, but Undead is still a playable, interesting race. And I'm going to make a spicy twist. This is game number 1 of a best of 3 in the group stage where they met. And ladies and gentlemen, you may say, what is the spicy twist? I have been watching Infi show matches at 4 a.m. in Chinatown, Chinese time. Infi has been playing versus like top night elves. Maybe he's playing right now, top humans. But he was playing as human, but he was trying to play Dark Ranger first from time to time. And now he says, give me Undead and give me Dark Ranger on top of that. And ladies and gentlemen, this is it. He is playing legit in a tournament with money, with a lot of people watching. He's playing Ghoul, Backpack, Dark Ranger. Today is the day when Dark Ranger was born, ladies and gentlemen. Mark this date in the calendars. Dark Ranger was born today on Concealed Hill. And ladies and gentlemen, nobody will now say that Dark Ranger is for noobs, that Dark Ranger is unplayable, because that's what Mr. Infi is doing versus the best human in the world, Fortitude. And what Infi is going to do, he's like, I want to force one base, says Mr. Infi. You know that human can go tier 3, Gryphons and all of this good stuff with expansion, but what if, with the power of Life Drain, we are going to be, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to just be oppressive. We are going to send skeletons constantly to lower the gold lumber economy of the human. And you may say, Saul, is Life Drain that cheap? Mana-wise, oh yes, baby, it's cheap. Both players are taking. And yes, you see a target, you live drain the target. Of course, you can cancel if you think it's necessary. Infi is taking. Infi brought all of the ghouls and he says, dance for me, peasants. Dance for me. My name is Infi and I'm a human player, but when I see another human, especially a good human as Mr. Fortitude, I'm switching race for some better race. And look at this, how many militia is dying. Look at this, there are footies, those footies that are trying to surround our Ranger. Mr. Fortitude, the best human player in the world, he doesn't know how great, how oppressive Dark Ranger can be. Mass Footman is attacking Dark Ranger, but with one life drain is enough to keep her healthy. Archmage is coming back with Boots of Speed. He wants to take some revenge on the ghouls, but remember, Dark Ranger was taking the damage, and it's all about the lumber economy. Orc. This is Mr. Undead that is actually a human player, but doesn't matter. It's constant aggression. He denied one of his ghouls. Okay, that's painful to lose a ghoul. But look what is happening in the human base. The pressure is still there. Of course, you can't overdo it. If you lose too many ghouls, it's actually not that great. But Fortitude, lumber is low. And you know, you may say, Saul, so what is the end game plan? And let me tell you, when I saw this game live, because yes, I saw this game live on Back to Warcraft, I was like, it's probably going to be abominations, right? You slow down human, so he can't go tier 3. And you play mass abominations because they are good versus rifles. And yes, blacksmith clearly indicates rifles. But let me tell you, Infi, spoiler alert, had another idea. Don't get me wrong, he pressed the tier 3 button immediately. By the way, Say So, who is like a very skilled player from New Zealand, he decided, ladies and gentlemen, to go for... he usually in this situation plays Pit Lord second, for 2 reasons: Rain of Fire to harass peasants, or Cleave to basically fight the footies. But Infis is using different recipe, you know, he's using the same ingredients. So Undead with Dark Ranger versus Human, but different recipe. Are you going to use this flour to bake a cake? Or to prepare pizza? No, that's an important decision. And you may say, Saul, okay, but is it that good game for the Undead? I would say the game is open. Okay, we are proxy creeping, so that's beautiful. Your ghouls have backpacks, so you are not afraid for items on the ground. So you can just pick them up. And Dark Ranger looks like she's going home. Inside of the altar, we have Death Knight. So we have ghouls, Dark Ranger, Death Knight. Not that crazy, not that impressive, but guys, give him time. What is Human doing? I mean, Human lumber economy is low, of course, but he has his second hero. He's producing Arcane Sanctum, is going to be Rifle Caster, this army that can snowball easily. But again, Rifle Caster is kinda vulnerable against abominations. So far, both players are creeping, and yes, Dark Ranger is perfect at taking damage. You have also those skeletons that you can use for scouting, which is pretty nice. But yes, what is also nice is to have a high-level Mountain King, and that's what Fortitude, the human here, is trying to accomplish. Level 3 Archmage, level 2 MK, that's a nice start. And we have the first addition to the Undead army that is interesting. We have a Gargoyle. And this flying unit has 2 different attack abilities. One is versus ground, and another is versus air. And as you can see, the values, 61 to 70 damage, range versus air. And look at this Gargoyle go. Look at him go. Pick, pick, pick. Okay, it takes a long time, but he's attacking very hard. This Drake has 1k HP with Inner Fire on top of that. And ladies and gentlemen, item from the red camp, claimed by the Undead. And we are greeting Archmage with Life Drain. Entire Undead army is bruised. In the meantime, Human is still creeping with his Mountain King. Priests are providing a lot of healing, and yes, more creeping, ladies and gentlemen. It's 1v1 situation. And look at this, Dark Ranger, start Life Drain, start Life Drain. Oh yes, it's like, imagine you go to work and you basically... It's like you go to the work and you go to the gym at the same time. Sounds good, huh? You know, still, it was the item plus 8 damage. That's an interesting item. I mean, don't get me wrong, Dark Ranger with Dark Arrow can use some damage item. Oh, MK is level 3. Bolt on the Gargoyle. He's playing Club level 2. He's afraid of mass ghouls. Fortitude is smart. And maybe, ladies and gentlemen, this club will force more Gargoyles. We'll see about that. Again, this is a little bit uncharted territory for me. What I do know is that we have a tier 3 Undead versus tier 2 Human. So Undead has Orb. Undead has Ghoul Frenzy. It means, ladies and gentlemen, that, you know, he's using all of those goodies. And Fortitude is like, okay, Aiki, I see what you are doing. I'm going to press... I mean, he pressed tier 3 button as well. He's going into tier 3. He's going to try to answer with Inner Fire rifles. So after all of this early game, let me tell you one thing. Human is looking okay. Initial harassment was good by the Undead, but later Human killed some ghouls, and then they went to creep, and, you know, Human is more efficient at creeping. Bolt connects to a ghoul, coil to save him. We are adding some fiends. We can't really play mass ghouls versus club, that's for sure. And okay, Dark Ranger. Hands away from the Dark Ranger. Dark Ranger is trying to survive. We have a scroll of teleportation used now. And you know, we lost the TP, but look, one rifleman, a priest has fallen. And in the meantime, Undead is saving his units. Supply still favors human. But let me tell you, Undead is on tier 3, Undead is regenerating a lot, and let me tell you, a few more levels, right? Death Knight level 3, Lich level 2, that's going to be very, very, very good. But Human is almost ready for his tier 3 craziness. It can be... what additions we may expect? One moment, Scroll of the Beast, not that great. And those footies, they are going to melt, so maybe Human has supply advantage. But if your supply is made of footies, they're going to melt. They are going to melt, ladies and gentlemen. And what is going to happen now? We are chasing deeper. We are chasing deeper. We are just farming those footies. Who needs creeping when you can get the footies? By the way, it's Dark Arrow level 2. Look at those skeletons. That's the answer to Rifle Castor. You wait, and when the human army actually starts losing units, you summon a huge skeleton army. You don't need necromancers for that. What you need is, of course, Dark Ranger with Dark Arrow. You may say, Saul, priests can dispull. Very true. But good undeads / humans, because Infi is a human player, like in reality, they can split their skeleton. Look at this. He's splitting them a little bit. TP forced. Supply favors the undead, and undead is squeezing. Human, the Archmage is exposed. The Archmage, of course, we have Paladin as well, but Archmage is the prime target here, and Coil connects, but Archmage has fallen, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Infi is like, let me tell you, as an experienced human player, I know how fragile Archmage is. So when I play Undead, when I can actually pull the trigger... Oh, the Lich! Okay, Fortitude is responding with violence. It's like, your intelligence hero is dead, similar to mine. We both lost intelligence heroes. And yes, this Lich needs to be careful. There is one more bolt in the chamber. Even though Undead has Unholy Aura. It's not that easy to catch the heroes. Heroes are fast in general. We have Militia fighting with skeletons. And Archmage is back via Tavern. And let me tell you, he had Healing Potion, but Mr. Fortitude was too slow to click that. Big fight is here again. Militia is coming, but let me tell you, Dark Ranger with Dark Arrow loves the Militia. And Archmage dies again! The Holy Light Hammer was in the air and GG is called, ladies and gentlemen. That was the first time Dark Ranger was used in like super professional Warcraft. Back to Warcraft was streaming it. Fortitude was streaming it. Probably Shang Kong was streaming it. Like, you know, the eyes of entire Warcraft 3 universe were like on this very game. Just group stage by the game 1. And then you're like, hey guys, make sure to watch this game because Infi is playing Undead in the patch where Ghoul were nerfs versus Fortitude. And then he pulled the Dark Ranger. Let me tell you, after the first game, when Mr. Fortitude was clearly shocked, it wasn't like that great, but let me tell you that they met in the grand final, and more cool games from this grand final I'll try to cover, because we have like Pala Rifle versus Dark Ranger, and all of this good stuff. So guys, I hope that you enjoyed this one, and remember, this is a proof that Dark Ranger can be used even versus the best human in the world. I'm not saying that this strategy will have like more than 50% win ratio versus Fortitude. But if you can take a game from Fortitude in tournament with a strategy, it means that this strategy is good and exotic and beautiful. Thank you guys for watching. If you love Dark Ranger, make sure to hit the like button. See you guys in the next one. Bye!